Yeah. Well, I thought I couldn't make the switch because I like reading. I like buying books. I like going to a bookstore and sitting and drinking coffee and doing all these things. But I got a Kindle, for Christmas, and I'm really excited because I can download all the books that I want. On the Kindle, you can download all the classics for free, and you can download your blogs, your magazine subscriptions, your newspapers. So I guess now with what is it, the Nook? You can still go to the bookstore and download books. So you still have that, go get your coffee and chill out at the bookstore feel. But I don't know. I like the switch. I don't know. How many of you guys are still struggling with books or ebooks? Right. Yeah, that's where I was too, because I like to mark my books and fold the pages. And if I lose it, I lose it. It's not a big deal. If I lose my Kindle, you lose a lot of money.
No, I'm getting ready to move, and I'm thinking that whole library, how much is it going to cost to move that library, the physical one, as opposed to my Kindle? Right?
And a lot of my books are like computer books, and I guess textbooks for college students. That's great. You don't have to break your back with textbooks anymore.
I think kids, it's a great use for kids, especially kids that just are voracious readers. You can just load a ton of books. You don't have to run out to the library every time.
What do you think of Audible? I didn't have my son listen to audiobooks because he wants to read the book. But as far as an adult market with people who are busy listening to books versus having to sit and read it.
That brings up the whole podcasting too, like podcasting and Audible books. I think there's a really good market, but you have to be someone who likes to listen instead of having a visual experience. But I know a lot of people that are using that, and especially for car trips. And I mean, what do you guys think about the Audible books and MP3?
I love Audible books. I mean, I have to say, I will listen to it on the plane or when I'm traveling or in the car. I do tend to sometimes do more than one thing and start to kind of space off a little bit. So I understand what you mean as a child if you want them to physically sit and hold a book and look. But I like Audible books. How about you? Podcasts?
I mean, I'm more visual, and I think reading really helps me see the spelling, because we're so used to spell check nowadays, right? So when you're reading, you're actually, you're looking at all the words and how they're spelled. So to me, I would prefer to read a book rather than listen to it. And I'm a bad listener anyway, so reading would be,
But I think people that commute are using the Audible books, the commuters, or anyone else? Myrna?
Oh, cool. Do you have a question?
Well, it depends on what, I have a little USB broadband card. If I have that, I have it in my bag. So you have to plug it in. And so if you're someone that thinks you might lose it, it is, and it's $60 a month. It's an investment, but you use it. It's such an amazing thing. So they're actually, now the netbooks have internal broadband too. So if you're someone that wants to actually have it all together, you might want to get a computer with internal versus a USB broadband. So have you done any broadband yet? Or? But you can use Wi-Fi too. There's a ton of Wi-Fi spots, so you can also do that. Any other questions? Oh. I think online, I'll just quickly say the online sites. Every mom I know goes online. We talk, Baby Center, Our Village is here. There's a ton of blogs, food blogs. Every mom I know gets the recipes online, literally. So I think cookbooks are going a little bit out and about. And there's also the internet devices now that are coming out that'll just be in the kitchen, and you'll just have your recipes in your internet device.
Yeah, I would just add, when we've done our research, you would be amazed. 75% of moms bring the laptop right in the kitchen. Yeah. And we've developed something that's a kitchen view, because people don't want to get their keyboard all dirty while they're cooking. But those sites that are developing, we see by 4 o'clock during the day, women know what they're eating for dinner. So anything that you could do to help them to get the coupons, get the shopping list, and make it so that it's really at the point of purchase in the grocery market where they need the biggest help. That's, and then it's identifying and keeping, if you're dieting, keeping the lists and bringing that whole loop together.
I use my iPhone, actually. I'll send the recipes or the ingredients to my phone and just, and I think there's applications for that too.
There are tons of applications and sites.
So
There's,
it's easy and convenient. I mean, I'm cooking and I'm actually looking at my iPhone while I cook. Because I like it. I like my iPhone.
I totally have a few websites I can give you for reference. Epicurious is a great one. There's a fun one called All Recipes, and for that one, whatever you have in the refrigerator at the moment, you can put all the items in, and it'll give you a recipe that works, which is kind of fun. And definitely online, there's tons and tons of resources.
Yeah.
I think it's called Personal Cooker. Yeah, it's really great because it helps your kid participate in the cooking process with you. So yeah, the DSI is also. Yeah, the personal entertainment devices have a lot of great stuff for cooking and for exercise. Any other questions?
Oh, I think one other thing I would mention is that the grocery stores now, a lot of them offer the delivery, and so does Amazon, where I live in Seattle. I don't know, I think that depends on where you live. But that's really helpful, too, with budgeting. So if you go to the grocery store and you're hungry and you want to buy a bunch of stuff, if you have your set list, you have it delivered, it's really easy for moms. They don't have to trek to the grocery store back and forth, so that may help. No, she says alice.com. Any other questions?
Well, let me start a little bit, and then I'll ask cozy.com, and is something that kind of integrates. It's an online calendar. Also, a lot of moms are using Google Calendar integrated, and it's like it's all integrated with the smartphones. Yahoo has a calendar system, and maybe from iVillage, Jody might want to comment on how do you use the calendar system?
Well, we can tell you that these women want an exhaustive calendaring system that just not only tracks their family's lives, but the doctor's appointments. And I can tell you that they're not 100% satisfied, but they're using the Google Calendar. We're trying to help women figure out when things are in their minds, on their refrigerator, and getting the alerts. So we see people using multiple calendars. It's a very big subject of discussion. And really checking on your kids' calendar and a family calendar, that's definitely an area that we need.
But we're seeing on the internet devices now that they're actually integrating calendars in the internet devices. So in your little internet device in the kitchen will at some point have a calendar on them, or your laptop. Any other questions? Okay, are we great? Thank you so much.